Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Dream Chasers Adventures in the Future. I'm your host, General Moses, Adam Carswell, whatever you want to call me, that guy. I'm joined today by that other guy, which I just found out is all around, on the other side of the world from me, maybe from many of us, coming to us live from Japan. We've got Sam Troy in the building. Sam, it's an honor to have you here. You're a leader of the new school. You're a Toolroom Academy grad. If you could just let our listeners know what I was most curious about. How did you end up in Japan, good sir?
Okay, yeah, good question. First of all, thank you for having me here, Adam. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
So back to your question. Yeah, I've been here just over 12 years now in Japan.
Wow.
I live in a city called Fukuoka, which is in the south of Japan. And to cut a long story short, I came here with my now ex-partner, girlfriend,
Okay.
like a lot of us, right? We follow the where the love goes.
Sure.
And I just loved living here, and I just been here ever since, kind of thing, right?
I like
And
that.
now
I've
my
been
life's kind of in this country, like it feels like my home now. I've been here so
sure,
long.
sure, 12 years, and I'm just taking a look at our so Sam and I are both on the Leaders of the New School compilation for Tool Room Records 2024. And I know we're both having a blast just with everything that's happening in our music careers right now. And I'm trying to find her name, Sari. Did you get connected with Sari? Because I know she's on the compilation
Yes,
and in Japan.
yes. Funnily enough, the second that the album went pre-save and I started sharing it, she hit me up straight away on Instagram. She was like, "Oh my God, another person from Japan that's on
Right.
tour finally!" Because I didn't know anyone either. I thought I was all alone out here, and then yeah, now we're connected and been talking on Instagram, and we have plans to play together, like DJ together, in
Nice.
the future, either up in Tokyo or if she comes down to Fukuoka. So it
What's
was
the
nice to make that little connection.
yeah, I'm curious what's the music scene that especially the tech house music scene look like in Japan? Because my assumption is it's not that very strong, but I'd love to be proven wrong because I've actually been to Japan before and I love I can see why you got hooked on it. Is tech house warming up in we'll say in Tokyo?
It's quite intimate, especially where I am. I'm in a smaller city than Tokyo, and the people that are into it are really into it. But it's very intimate. Like it's a small base of people. A lot of good DJs here, and everyone knows each other. It's a small kind of community.
Sure.
Up in Tokyo, I've played up there quite a few times. It's intimate, but on a bigger scale because it's just such a huge city.
Yeah.
Like in where I live, you might have a tech house party where you'll get maybe 100 or 200 people come. But if you go up to Tokyo, you get 1,000, 2,000 people come
Okay. Okay.
because especially if you're playing at one of the bigger clubs. Last year I played at Woom at a tech house party up there, and it was just
Nice.
off the chain. It was just going nuts. But I mean, it's such a huge population up there. Even if you just take 1% of the population that likes tech house, you're going to get a big party up there.
Sure.
So
What's the culture like getting into just like a live show? Because I noticed and I know normally for those who've watched any of the kind of like the tool room style interviews I've been doing lately, normally I start off like how did you discover the label Academy? I want to get to that, but I'm just so fascinated by the Japan connection. So I've noticed when I've gone to shows as a North American to I've been to like EDC in Mexico City. I've been to some other places throughout Central and South America, and I could be getting this wrong like greatly. So any Latin American listeners that we have, let me know if I'm getting it wrong. But I've noticed kind of like the North American and even the European culture at live shows is a little bit more um just just really into it as a even as a fan for whoever the DJ is. Whereas when I went to EDC, if you were to compare like the experience at EDC, Mexico City compared to Vegas, and now given like Vegas is kind of like one of the Mac daddies, but
mm,
it was very like it was very laid back. There might have been a little bit of a mosh pit, but it was like, hey, everyone's here, everyone's having a good time, everyone's liking the music, but it wasn't like as intense. I think North Americans and probably even some of the European house music scenes can be pretty intense, which as a DJ, I think you kind of like that, right? Like you want people to be going
yeah,
crazy when you're playing. What's it like in Japan? Does the crowd
yeah,
seem like they're
it's
really, well, tell me about it.
for electronic music, like they get really into it, but they're in their own little world and they're just dancing away. It's not like intense where
It's
everyone's
different.
going nuts. It's different, right? However, when you kind of refer to like J-pop or Japanese pop music, um, there's a lot of J-pop stars here, and they go absolutely wild over that. Like it's a totally different culture for that.
Sure.
And it's yeah, we call them like otakus.
Okay, so
They're
I'm gonna
just
go.
so into it.
I gotta plant this seed. Maybe we can get Sari's help. Us three collaborate on a track that has some kind of J-pop weaved into it. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I
for
know one
sure.
thing we learned at the academy is to make sure you focus on your sound, right? But I don't know, that kind of sounds like that'd be fun if we could do something like that. So
Definitely, definitely.
on the note of the academy, go ahead. Actually, you're gonna say something.
I was just gonna say, I think any kind of tech house track that you could put some sort of Japanese cultural influence into could be interesting, in my opinion. Whether it's J-pop or something a bit more traditional, I think that
I
would be,
think, yeah, I just think it would be fun.
yeah,
Get a lot of inspiration. I mean, I feel like who really in the DJ producer realm wouldn't get inspiration from guys like Diplo. But what I've always admired about what I've seen in his work is he does a great job of like pulling out of each culture what the
yeah.
people like the most while still kind of maintaining his own, brand. So yeah, I have to meet Sari too, so I don't want to just go out there and start saying, "Hey, telling people to collaborate with me who I haven't spoken to yet." But I just think, man, we can do a little Japanese track. I'd be down for that. So, tell me, Sam, like how did you first discover the label Toolroom?
The label, oh my God, this is gonna make me feel old, but actually I first discovered Mark Knight. I don't know if you know his track Crunch with Richard Dinsdale from
Wow,
way back,
I gotta look it
2005,
up.
I think it was.
I think I probably heard it. Let's see if I can find it on
So
my library
that
here.
was kind of, you got it?
Let's see, Crunch. I don't even know if it's might not even. Oh, there it is. Okay, well, yeah, it's got the old that old album art for Toolroom.
Yeah, it's
Toolroom
kind
Nights.
of Toolroom Nights, that's it.
Yeah,
It's Mark Knight's old mixed compilations. That was the first track that I heard of from Mark Knight, and then and then after that was Man with the Red Face, which was
yeah,
huge.
yeah.
And then just from there, I started following Mark Knight and then getting into Toolroom Records. Uh, just
That's
shows,
cool. Because I mean, you might have you're joking like this is gonna make me sound old. That might be the furthest back reference of a Toolroom record that we've had doing
really,
these interviews. I know we've done like 7 or 8. A lot of people have said things kind of in the realm that you're talking about, Man with the Red Face, which I want to say was no earlier than '08, but you
yeah,
just dropped the '06 one on us. Um, since becoming, I guess I am still a huge fan of the label. And I didn't even know I didn't realize how, looking at some of these older Toolroom compilations and records and Toolroom nights and all this stuff, it's really cool to go back and just kind of see where everything started. I think the Toolroom Radio episode 700 did a great job doing that. So, anyways, man, that's really cool. I'm gonna listen to Crunch again after this call. Could you tell us, like, how did you discover the Academy then?
uh, well, basically when it first started in what 2015,
Wow,
because
is
I
that
was
when it
following.
started? Wow,
Yeah, when they started posting about it and advertising it, that's when I became aware of the academy. And then from there, I was very interested in studying there. It was between Toolroom Academy and Point Blank online, Point Blank
not
School, if you've heard that one as
I
well.
don't know. I don't know.
It's another music school from London,
Nice.
but I was leaning more towards Toolroom as I was a big fan of the label and obviously into tech house and house music and a big fan of Mark Knight. And the real turning point for me was when Mark Knight actually came to Japan. He did a little tour here and he played in Fukuoka, and I supported him and I was his translator as well. So I spent a lot of time with him when he was here and we hung out together
Nice.
and we talked a lot. And of course, the first thing I asked him was about the Toolroom Academy.
Yeah,
And yeah, he was a really great guy and really talked it up. And I was like, that's it, I'm sold.
right.
And from there, that was what, 5 years ago now, 6 years ago.
Well, 2015, that's, we're almost a decade ago, man. It's crazy to think,
Yeah,
right?
when it started. But when Mark Knight came here, it was 2018, so 6 years
Oh,
ago.
okay, cool.
Um,
Yeah,
and then from there, I just made a plan and a goal to get to Toolroom Academy, and last year it finally happened.
nice. I love that. So did
Um,
you do Did you do the, I guess, the intensive course where you would get feedback every week with, well, I'm not sure who your teachers would have been. Did you do that one?
Yeah, the masterclass. My
Yeah,
teachers were Pete
right.
Griffiths and D. Ramirez,
I guess
who's
I should know the name of the course. The one on the intimate course. Yeah, that's so
yeah.
you're in Japan though, is what I was thinking. So were you like doing that at what, at like 3 a.m. signing into the course?
No, not that late. They planned it so over there it was morning, and I was doing it kind of late at night, just before, like I'd finish at about 11 or 12 at night.
Okay.
So it wasn't too bad. It was
I
actually
love
perfect for me. Yeah, because I have kids. I heard in one of your interviews you also have kids, right?
I
Young
do, yeah.
kids.
Congratulations, man. Nice.
You too, congratulations. So when I was doing the course, it was perfect. I'd put them in bed and then I'd be able to sneak into the studio and do my course. Had to keep everything at a low level though, but still got it done.
Yeah, I'm thinking yeah, you get the headphones on, right? For me it's been really inspiring to meet individuals like you that have been, in the space working at your craft for, to be honest, a lot longer than I have on the production side of things. um from the outside looking in, I was always intimidated that it had to be a career that you pursued only if you're like a single guy, and I'm just so happy that I could, that the reality is so much further from that. I've met so many dads and husbands and just like really, really high quality and good people in the industry that I think that just helped make it be even more noble of a career than a lot of people, myself included, might think. So I'm happy to hear. How many kids do you have?
Three.
Three? Oh, nice, nice.
I have a 5-year-old, a son, 5, and twins who are almost 2.
Wow.
They're
Okay.
hard work.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
well, it's tough to be honest. Before the twins arrived, like I was much more in the zone and getting a lot more done. And then they arrived, and my schedule got kind of messed up a bit with them
Sure.
here. And it's you really have to kind of be self-disciplined and plan and make a schedule every day, just so you
Hmm.
can create some time to put towards music. Because it's once they come home from their kindergarten, um, do you use
We're
kindergarten? I mean, they're
Yeah, they're
preschool.
not yet, but we're about to have, similar to you, we're about to have two under two in like a month.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
so you
But,
know that
yeah, it's hard work for sure, but it's definitely
it,
doable,
it
definitely
makes,
possible.
yeah, I think it just makes you I think focus more and prioritize the time where when you do get a chance to be creative, um
Yeah, exactly.
you can get all that energy built up that, maybe in a previous life you would have just kind of scattered everywhere. um at least for me, parenting has kind of helped make sure that those moments where work needs to get done are much more laser focused. So, um, on the note of getting more work done, what's 2024 looking like for Sam Troy? What do you got in the books?
So first had the Toolroom release, which was my first release on Toolroom and amazing.
Congrats, man.
Um, Thank you, and you too as well. I love your track, by the way. Awesome
Thank you.
flashback, great
Yeah.
track. Next month I have another release coming out on Get Down Recordings, which
Okay.
is Kid Massive's label. If you know Kid
I know Kid
Massive.
Massive. Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize he had a label.
Yeah, I think he's been doing that for a few years now.
Cool.
I think maybe 5, 6 years. Great guy. I met him personally when he came to play in Japan, and again, just became
That's your
mates when
angle,
you
man.
meet people.
Just
Yeah, I mean, being in
trans.
Fukuoka and we get big artists come, because I'm the go-to foreign DJ, I always be the one who takes care of them, right? So I can make that connection very easily.
Yeah,
So
just
anyway,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, that's March. Got that release coming up. And then after that, I've got another release on House Tribe Recordings, which is a Tokyo label, which is I've been a part of them actually for a couple of years now, and we do events up in Tokyo.
Hmm.
The event we did in Woom last year was a House Tribe event, and then they also do another event in Fukuoka where I live a couple times a year as well. So I have another release coming out on House Tribe as well. It was actually meant to come out next month, but they delayed it because they have a Get Down release coming out. They don't want them to clash, so they're going to delay it again for another few weeks. So that should be out in April.
Nice. I got to look up Fukuoka on Google Maps. In fact, I haven't done this in a while, but we'll just do a screen share because I'm sure everybody tuned in visually would like to see. But it's actually a city I don't think I've ever heard of, even though it's pretty big, like most Japanese cities, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, so quite far from Tokyo, right? Like
Yeah,
you're over
I
here.
mean, if you jump on a plane, it's about an hour and 20. It's not too
Oh,
bad. And then in
okay,
the bullet train, it's almost 6 hours. So yeah, it is quite far. Um,
nice.
but Japan being Japan, even though it's far, everywhere is so convenient because they have an amazing public transport system.
Yeah, you know it from so I was there for 10 days in around actually in like 2017, 2018, the time you were just referring to. And I
Okay.
stayed in Yokohama.
No, nice, nice
And
city. I like Yokohama.
I remember being to your point, just being impressed. That's the thing about Japan is like, and I think you just don't really see it in the Western world, but everything's clean, disciplined,
Yep.
great people. I'm sure as if you live there for a decade, you start to see things that you don't like. But I always like to tell people if there's one place, if I had to start from scratch, no context, no friends, like no nothing, just pick one place in the world to start from scratch, I would pick Japan.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got a lot of pros living here for sure.
Yeah.
Um, of course, there are cons like everywhere in like every
Yeah.
country, right?
But
I won't get
now I
into
know. I feel like we got to make you the like any major DJ comes to Japan, hit up Sam Troy.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I'd love to host anyone that comes here, show you guys around, and we can make an event. I said the same thing to D Ramirez and Pete. Next time you come to Japan, hit me up, and they'll be like, "Yeah, definitely, we're gonna make an event there. You'll be up there helping us out."
Dude, nice. I'm gonna for what it's worth, I'm gonna keep talking about this on the I did on the last interview too. I'll do it on this one. We have a WhatsApp group chat that we started when I moved here to the Toronto area. Natalie Knox and she was on the leaders of the new school in the fall. And we're like,
Okay.
okay, cool. We're gonna add a bunch of Toronto people, and then we started adding a bunch of just Canadian people, and then I shouldn't say we, basically me. I just started adding anyone that I talked to. So I'm gonna talk to Natalie, see if we can get you in there because I think that again, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to just really just grow this little group chat that we have with all the alumni. And just see what comes from it because there's already been some really cool collaborations. There's someone in there who does 30-minute guest mix on her radio show every week. Like I know a lot of students have gotten some publicity that way. So shout out to Leia. Can't remember Leia's last name, but shout out to Leia.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah,
Sam, yeah, you probably seen her before.
yeah. On Instagram,
Yeah.
ever since I started the academy, like I've started making a lot of friends on via Instagram that are either currently studying at Toolroom or previously studied at Toolroom, and it's just been great. And Leia, I think Leia was her name. She was one
Right.
of the girls that popped up on my feed, and I started following her. I didn't know she was from Canada though. Yeah.
Yeah, she's in Nova Scotia. No, actually, I don't know. She's probably gonna listen to this and correct me, but I think Nova Scotia, or
Okay.
maybe New Brunswick. So, anyways, man, Sam, really great to meet you, hear your story. Got to end it on this one. Dream gig, dream venue. Let's manifest your future a little bit. What's the one stage that you would love to play on? And
Oh
I'm sure there's
man.
many. I'm sure there's many, but just first one that comes to mind.
Yeah, the first one that instantly comes to mind is Printworks in London, but I think they're
Dude,
closing down.
no one said that yet. I don't think anyone said that on this show yet, and I would agree that's a really good pick.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean every video I see of DJs playing there, it just looks epic, and I'd love
Right.
to be there.
Yeah, the
But
layout with the lights.
yeah, like just standing in front of that long kind of, I mean, it's not a hallway, but that just long room of just thousands of people in there with the lights going crazy, it'd just be amazing.
Yeah. I did see something about it closing too, but it almost makes me wonder if
Yeah.
that's like a marketing thing where they say that and then all of a sudden it like opens back up again. I don't know. I hope that's the case because that looks like a really cool place to play. I agree.
Yeah, it'd be a shame for it to shut down. But yeah, I heard about it shutting down well over a year ago, and when I see them on Instagram, they still seem to be hanging in there. So I'm not sure when they're actually shutting down, right?
Right, right. No, I heard they shut down and then yeah, you see like highlights from
Yeah.
Printworks. I don't know if it's like old highlights or what. That's so funny. I noticed the same thing. Okay. So let our listeners know just best place to follow you, I'm assuming Instagram, but go ahead and just drop whatever resources you have right now.
Yeah, please. Instagram, well, I better check my name. I think it's Samuel Troy Official.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
It
on
is. Yeah,
Instagram. You can find me there, and on Facebook, my name is DJ Sam Troy Music. So the names are a bit different, but yeah, Samuel Troy Official on Instagram. If you could follow me on Instagram, that'd be awesome. Much
absolutely,
appreciated.
absolutely. We'll get you. I promise you, we'll get you at least one new follower from this
Oh,
interview,
thank you.
and hopefully many more. Anyway, Sam, you're the man. Thank you for investing your most valuable resource with us, your time, especially in the middle of the night or whatever time. What time is it for you right now?
It's 5 in the morning.
Love it, love
All
it. Well,
good, all good.
you have a great day. And yeah, thank you, everyone who tuned in.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate you inviting me on the show, Adam. Thank you. You too. Have a good
Absolutely.
day.
Yep. All right, guys. Remember, in all you think, say, and do, take it to the next level and stay dangerous.